Picture this, a cartoon in the late 90s predicts the future president of the United States, over a decade before it happens. Sounds like a far-fetched conspiracy theory, right? But it's not. The Simpsons did just that. Now let's dive into the details. We're talking about the episode Bart to the Future. In this episode, Lisa, the intelligent and politically savvy Simpson child, assumes the mantle of the presidency, and her predecessor, none other than Donald Trump. But here's the kicker, folks. This episode didn't air last year, or even 5 years ago. Oh no, it aired in the year 2000, a staggering 16 years before Trump was sworn into office. Yes, you heard that right. The Simpsons, a cartoon famous for its satirical humor, predicted a real-world presidential election. A cartoon predicting a real-world presidential election? Now that's something to think about. But the Simpsons' prophetic abilities didn't stop at politics. They also had an uncanny knack for predicting technological advancements. Let's take a trip down memory lane to the mid-90s. In the episode Lisa's Wedding, aired in 1995, we saw Lisa's future husband communicating via a watch. Yes, a watch! This was long before smartwatches became a staple in our everyday lives, long before we even dreamed of having mini-computers strapped to our wrists. But that's not all. In the same episode, we saw voice-activated devices being used, a concept that seemed far-fetched at the time. Yet here we are 2 decades later, asking Alexa to play our favourite songs or Google Home to turn off the lights. Fast forward a few years to 1998, in an episode titled Bart Carney, The Simpsons did it again. They gave us a glimpse of FaceTime, a technology that wouldn't become a reality until 12 years later. In this episode, the Simpson family communicated with each other using video calls, a concept that seemed almost alien back then. So, the next time you ask Siri for the weather forecast, remember you have the Simpsons to thank for envisioning it first. Still skeptical? Let's dive into some more eerily accurate predictions. Picture this. It's 1993, and in an episode titled Margin Chains, the Simpsons are dealing with a global flu pandemic. Yes, you heard that right. A contagious virus spreads rapidly, causing widespread panic and chaos. Sound familiar? It should, because almost 3 decades later, the world was brought to its knees by the COVID-19 pandemic, but that's not all. This episode didn't just predict the pandemic, it also foresaw the panic buying that would ensue. As the flu spreads in the fictional town of Springfield, the residents scramble to buy essential items, emptying store shelves in a frenzy. Fast forward to 2020, and we see the same scenes playing out in supermarkets worldwide as fear of the coronavirus took hold. Now, how could a cartoon predict these events with such uncanny precision? Could it be mere coincidence, or is there something more at play? It's a question that continues to baffle fans and skeptics alike. From the rise of smartwatches to the election of certain presidents, The Simpsons seems to have an uncanny knack for glimpsing into the future. But predicting a global pandemic and even the consequential panic buying, that's just mind-boggling. It's almost as if The Simpsons have a time-travelling scriptwriter, isn't it? From presidents to pandemics to technological advancements, The Simpsons has an uncanny track record of predicting the future. Over the years, this beloved cartoon has astonished us with its chillingly accurate forecasts. Remember when they foresaw Donald Trump as president? Or when they predicted a global health crisis eerily similar to the COVID-19 pandemic? And let's not forget their glimpse into technology's future, like the smartwatch. But how is this possible? Some may attribute it to sheer coincidence. After all, The Simpsons has aired over 700 episodes, providing ample room for occasional accurate guesses. Others believe it's a testament to the show's shrewd, insightful writing, blending humour with commentary on societal trends and potential future outcomes. The truth? Well, it might just lie somewhere in between. But one thing is certain, The Simpsons has earned its reputation as a cartoon crystal ball. So next time you watch an episode of The Simpsons, pay close attention. You might just get a sneak peek into the future.